Maggie.
Maggie, thank you so much.
We could go on forever, lads. There's so much
We could
more.
go on forever, but I just think that that was perfect. Welcome back to Give Me a Minute podcast. I'm Robin.
My name's Jess.
And we're here with
Maggie, Kay's ma.
Producer Kay's ma.
But I know her as Kaylee, lads, so you confuse me at Kay's.
Do you never call her Kay?
Ever call her Kay.
No way.
Oh, the full
That's like
title.
really old.
Full government name. Kay
Yeah.
is a bit elmy.
Like it's actually Kaylee Marie. Like
Kay. How many syllables?
Kay. Yeah, like loads, isn't it? It's ridiculous.
Kaylee Marie. 4 syllables.
Yeah.
Did you call her that when she was younger? Kaylee Marie.
Yeah, if she was in trouble, yeah. Absolutely, 100%, yeah. You'd hear me all over the place.
Poor Maggie
Yeah.
didn't realise that she was going to be on the couch on her own. She thought she was going to have Kaylee Marie sitting
Yeah.
beside her.
So
But
rude.
we're too broke. We only have 3 mics, self-produced podcasts. So
Next time we'll have
next
four.
time you can come on together.
Absolutely. I really miss her.
She's over there. Who do we have in the room today? Give us a shout.
Kay.
We've a full
Girls,
house.
there's an audience.
The big GMAM fam.
Yeah.
So we have Maggie on because apparently Maggie has an amazing story.
Yeah, Maggie
So-
has tea.
She has
Do
tea.
I?
Yeah.
Like on Kay's tea. She warned me all the things not to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was
Oh,
lists,
fuck her.
yeah.
Don't look at her.
I know.
First of all, we'll start with what's it like to be Kaylee's mommy.
Oh, jeez. Can we not talk about my favourite?
Who's your favourite?
Missing.
We know who your favourite is. We only discovered this a couple... Who was it again?
No, Kaylee, you're my favourite.
That's because she's in
my
the
only
room.
girl.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah.
How
so
many
that's why
actually-
she's my favourite.
That's terrible. How many do you have? I don't
So I
know.
have one girl and 3 boys, and I had one girl who just got up and left me at age 18. Like, that's so rude.
Was her name
Would you do
Kaylee
that to
Marie?
your
I was
mammy?
like...
Yeah, yeah. Would you do that to your mammy? Like Kaylee Marie told
Oh,
me.
Sinead made me move back in. I don't know what you want.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you know what I
She
mean?
won't come
I'm
back to
30.
me.
Yeah, I'm 30. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
ever
blame
getting out here.
myself personally. I think it's her father.
She's the image of her dad as well, I
Oh,
think.
image, even personality-wise.
Really?
So I can't cope with the two of them. Like, and don't get me started.
Did they kill each other?
Killed each other.
Did they?
Yeah, he used to have her out in the back garden doing a gym session and everything.
No.
Yeah, it was trauma for Kaylee, but it was very funny for me.
Entertainment.
Did you and Kaylee fight?
Did we fight? Not really. We didn't really fight. No, I think like because I had Kaylee, like I was pregnant at 16.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're very young and you're a big bride.
I was
so,
pregnant at 16. So, and obviously, you know, the man I married is her daddy, just for everybody. Yeah,
What's daddy's name?
and what is his
What's daddy's name?
arsehole? Messing. It's Jamie.
Was it?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, in Irish. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
Kay
that's
called
right.
her cat after her dad.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she
in
did,
Seamus.
which actually pissed him off to that. It was so funny. He was like, do you know that's like Jamie in Irish? And she was like, oh yeah, it's definitely been called that
Kay, you
now.
could have saved that for the child. Like,
yeah, yeah.
not the fucking cat.
They were just very alike, I think. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Personality-wise, it's like they're just,
Yeah.
yeah, I
That's
don't know,
what
fucking
my,
hyperheads.
my dad says. Like, that's what everybody says about me and my dad, that we're the same.
Yeah, he's there.
Are you really? Yeah.
And I look like him and everything.
It must have been really difficult having a child at 16,
16.
and then keeping together with the same person.
That's crazy.
That
Do you
doesn't
know what?
happen.
I was born to be a mummy. I knew I was going to be a mummy, yeah. I really did, yeah. Like, Kaylee was me everything.
Aww.
Everything, yeah. I didn't care if I had her daddy or anybody. I just knew
Just
I wanted to
wanted
be
her.
a mummy, yeah. Yeah. So, like, obviously, because of my upbringing, you know, I had no mummy and daddy to kind of look after me. So, like, I looked after all my siblings. So they were obviously went to foster care then. So I needed somebody to mind. And she was my,
So
everything.
how? I no, because I don't know. Why did you have no mummy or daddy?
Well, obviously, I had them. Like, you know,
She was
I'm
born.
here. But what I mean is, my mummy had an addiction, you know.
Okay.
So she had a drinking an addiction. And my daddy kind of he got up and left at age 8. But he had done all I suppose he could to try to stay in the house and do what he could to try to, well, you know, make things better. And the day he went out for milk and never came back.
And you were 8. And how many of you were there?
So when Daddy had left, there was 4 of us at that
Okay.
time, so he went for milk. Still waiting on that milk, man. Jesus. And all the birthday presents and Christmas presents. I do get them now, though. Because he is in our life. Do you
Is
know what I
Oh,
mean? He is,
good.
yeah. He was gone for a good while, he got up
Yeah.
at when I was 8 and Daddy had left and there was 4 of us at home at the time.
Yeah.
And he just had no support. Back then, like, you're talking like about, I was 1980 born. So like in the 80s, men didn't get
Any
the
look, didn't get a
children.
look in.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't get a look in. And it didn't matter what he did or, he just wasn't getting us regardless,
Yeah.
And the thing about it is the children stayed with the mummies.
Yeah.
So we
Were you
stayed
the
with our mummy.
oldest?
Yeah,
You were the oldest at 8.
the oldest of, yeah.
And
Like the youngest would have been 1, Amanda would have been 1. And we kind of go from, like there's me, there was Billy. So Billy would have been 7. Then Jenny would have been 6. And then Amanda was only 1 at the time.
my God.
Yeah, so it was hard going, like.
You had to kind of step in as a baby, like.
Oh,
to try and-
Jesus, I was sure, like social workers were in our house from, I was about 5, age 5. So when I got my file back, the first page, it said, I met this amazing little girl today and she's age 5 and she's sitting there minding her mammy.
Oh.
And I suppose even back then, I always felt like I was meant to be on this earth for one reason, and that was just to, must have been here to just protect my siblings and look after mammy, which is mad, I kind of stepped in then, even unknowns to myself.
Yeah.
I think I was a real kind of, like, it was real funny when people met me when I was younger. I was really open. I didn't give a shite what was going on at home anyway, really. Once I was able to mind them, that kind of way, that was important to me. And I was really an open book. And because things were so hard at home, when I met nice people, I would soak your energy. I'd just take it on with me because it was so negative at home, So people used to say that about me, that I was always real happy and, kind of just, I'd always soak people's energies. It was mad. Like my Auntie Betty is a massive part of my life. She's my daddy's twin.
Okay.
Without her, I would have been fact. She's my everything.
Did
My
she
Auntie
help
Betty.
mind you?
So our Auntie Betty is like, it's so funny. Mammy has, there was how many mammy? 8 mammies. Yeah. No, but 8 of them altogether, wasn't there? One of the 8. 9 of them. So, like, my Granny Kyo would have been...
In her family, there was 9.
In Mammy's, yeah.
Okay.
So we grew up in Newbridge, like, so Mammy had her, like, our granny and granddad lived actually only about 20 minutes away from us, walking-wise.
Okay.
Which we ended up there most fucking weekends and all hours in the night, when my mother would go off and kind of leave us, that kind of
Yeah,
way.
so what did happen? She had a drinking problem, but
Oh,
what
she
was her
was a
behaviour like?
severe
What did life
alcoholic.
look like? Like, what was...
So life growing up was like, she'd be there one minute and gone the other. So she'd get paid on a Thursday and she might be back maybe until maybe you'd be lucky if it was probably about a Monday or Tuesday by the time she came back around. But the funny thing about it is she used to drink in the neighbours up the road. So she would be only about 5 doors away from us. But when I tell you, like, 2 houses were like, it was like being in like 2 different worlds. Do you know what I mean? When you walked into this house, there's, every drunken Tom, Dick and Harry and this music and
Party house.
the party house. And,
Yeah.
You're going in, you're looking for money for this, that and the other, or you're, Ma, you coming home, are you doing this, that and the other? But after a while, we just left her there. I didn't give a shit if she ever came home. If anything, I'd wish she didn't,
Yeah.
But I used to have to kind of bring her home. And then when she'd come home, she used to suffer terribly with depression,
Yeah, to come down after all
and
of
the
it.
suicidal in Mammy was always, so if it wasn't one thing, it was another. So you have to kind of keep then Mammy, even as a child, I had to keep her kind of on a kind of calm her nerves to make sure that she wouldn't go into hospital or anything again, because if she went into hospital, a lot of the times, we could end up
That's
anywhere, do you know what I
probably how
mean?
the social workers got involved in the
Sure,
beginning.
social workers were involved even when
Yeah.
Daddy was there.
Yeah.
That's the mad thing about it. Like, they had been involved before he had actually left. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
things had gotten that bad
That bad
because
already.
he couldn't control her drinking. Daddy was in the army, so if he he used to go on night,
Go
that
crazy.
on duty,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
24
shite,
hour.
yeah. So if he did that and he came back, she'd more or less wouldn't be at home. Do you know what I mean? And he was a countryman, so he
Yeah.
came from County Meath. So his training of thought the same way as his mum and dad. That his wife was going to look after the kids in the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
house, and he was going to be able to give her money, and she's going to be able to run a house,
Yeah.
and he can work. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, she wasn't able for that. But then she'd her own traumas. I don't.
Yeah.
For me, I look after my mummy now, obviously. Mummy's in a nursing home since she's 54 and she's now 64. Um, but it took me years to learn
Jesus Christ.
addiction.
And what is she in the nursing home? She just
So
can't care
she's
for
in a nursing
herself.
home from early dementia, it was from medication, girls. So
What?
I'd be very, when we talk about medication, I've seen the harm it's done so many
Mm-hmm.
times to my family and how much, and even to myself. Don't get me wrong, I do think, people need medication. I've been on it and I've done it when I was 18 because when I had Kaylee, it was the first time my actual past had actually traumatized me.
Caught up.
It caught up with me, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was so busy for
You
years and
didn't
years and
even know.
years
Yeah.
that they were important. So I didn't actually concentrate on anything that had happened to me. It was very normal.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that comes from a house that is, with addiction, you're just trying to cope with the day that's in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The day that's in it. What's coming tomorrow? You're always a step ahead. Do you know what I mean? Because I always had to be a step ahead of mommy. Do you know what I mean? Like she used to come and sleep in my bed or in my bed at night and on the floor, even when Kaylee was born, because she didn't want to be on her own. Do you know what I mean? When she was sober, she was terrified of the world. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the drink helped her
Cope with what?
to cope
Yeah.
with, the world. She was so scared of the world, and
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. You know what I mean?
When you
Like
had
she
Kaylee,
had
you understood it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like mommy had her own trauma. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody with addictions and anything, you have your own trauma.
Yeah.
She didn't get this out of the blue. Do you know what I mean? Or
She didn't
she
want
didn't
to.
mean to do what she did to
Yeah.
us.
She
The
didn't
one
set up
thing,
to do
yeah,
that.
like the one thing I know about Mammy Jess is Mammy always told me she loved me. My
Oh.
daddy always told me he loved me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they loved us.
Yeah.
They just couldn't cope with being a mammy and daddy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they're older and my daddy is 66, he's still, you know what I mean? He's my daddy, but he's never been a
Yeah. You're
daddy.
still minding them
Do you know what
Yeah.
I
still.
mean? I don't mind my daddy, like obviously I gave up the drink, because of just everything and I hate the yoke and then, I did go a bit mad
I was going to say, yeah, did
myself.
you ever, yeah, you struggled as well with it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. But that was only in the last, once my brother had died,
It
I
was a
done
coping
that.
mechanism for you then.
100% I
Yeah.
understand it, yeah. And I was saying, with my fibromyalgia, I was saying, the same thing. I drank because it took away my pain.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I might have drank, 2 cans during the week, you know what I mean, didn't, like people, think that an addiction is, somebody that's messy. No, it isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I needed 2 cans to just go asleep and,
Function.
Yep.
to get the pain out of my
If you needed to
head,
cope,
body, absolutely,
then
It's
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 a
an
an
problem.
addiction.
addiction.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
absolutely.
Absolutely, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what we're doing, even if
Mm-hmm.
we're smoking, it's
Yep.
anything, if we needed to sleep, there's
Something going on.
something wrong, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I don't blame my mummy and daddy. If anything, I loved them,
I know
but it
that's
took me
fair
years.
play to you because that's rare in itself. Like
Yeah.
so many people at the end of the day, and I know that's not how you see it, but from like say for me outside looking in, you were such a victim, but you're not acting that way.
No.
You like the love that you still have for them and the fact that you've like maintained a relation, you've reignited your relationship with your dad. You're looking after your mom. after everything. Like, that says so much about you.
But do you want to be a victim?
You
Do you
know,
know what I
and this
mean?
is
Like, do you know, I could have done that,
Mhm.
because there's actually me and Billy. So me and Billy grew up in the same house,
Is this your
me,
brother?
Billy, Jenny,
Yeah, okay.
and Amanda, Ken, Natasha, right? We're all so different. But yet, it's so funny. We all grew up in the same house and went through the same things. But we'll all tell you a very different
Different
story
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
because every one of us are so individual.
Mhm.
It's
Do you
mad.
know what I mean? And we're all, say, the four of us when we were younger, we were all pushed into roles,
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We were all put into roles, whether we knew it or not. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Billy, my brother, was Mammy's, God forbid, punching bag. He was the one that, do you know what I mean? The man that got away. Do you know what I mean? His daddy. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was the
Yeah.
one who, you know what I mean? That's what he ended up. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
My sister Jenny, she was the fun and wild one, right? So Jenny was the like little Rottweiler in the family, and she is like a little Rottweiler. She's about the size of one.
Thinking.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Jenny's in the room.
Jenny's in the
So,
room.
yeah,
Jenny, if
so
anybody watched Kay's engagement vlogs or even the podcast where Kay was on and we were talking about having feet in boots and heads in tits,
Yeah.
that'll be Jenny.
that is Jenny, yeah. Yeah, Jenny was our little wild card out of us all. Jenny was Mommy's favourite, but Jenny was the one who kind of knew how to play the game, right?
Yeah.
So, like, men used to come into the house. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if she would be, people feel inappropriate about these things, but I am an open book. I
This
don't
is your
care.
story.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's my house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I lived it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And look at me now, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, okay, that happened to me when I was younger, but I'm a different person now. That was a different house, a different era. But yeah, there was men in and out of my house all the time. You know what I mean? So Jenny would just go up and fucking rob the pockets and all. She was an absolute
Jenny.
Rottweiler, right?
She said, but if they're coming in, I'm going to
Yeah.
get something.
I'm telling
Who
you now,
thinks we
boy,
should get
she
Jenny on
used
the
to have
pod?
Walkmans and, CD. It's fucking true, man. She was deadly, man. You know what I mean? We'd be like, the CDs. You remember you used to play CDs in the
Yeah.
fucking Yorks? That was Jenny. Jenny be coming down with a new one. And I'd be like, where'd you get that? Your man up there in the room, boys. It was underneath the bed, yeah. And I'm like, feck off. Any good, decent CDs? No, but we robbed Billy's. You know what I mean? Earphone each. Look at this shit. Like, we didn't, you know what I mean? One time she got a brand new mountain bike, lads. Brand new
That
mountain
fella
bike.
had to walk
She
home.
was down in the pub, right? Down in the pub, and she's sitting in the middle of the mall, and she knows size as a fucking 2p, like this size, and she's sitting in the middle, and she'd be getting money off them, and we'd be all going in, and I'd be trying to get Mammy home, and Jenny be sitting there with a can of Coke and a bag of fucking chips, and we're starving. You know what I mean? She'd be in the middle of them.
So Jenny played the game. You
Yeah.
like stepped in as Mammy.
I was always Mammy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you get home now.
And then Billy was just, she
Billy-
took anything out on her. Was
Yeah.
she like aggressive?
Oh, yeah.
She was.
I remember the first time I ever pushed Mammy, and I was only about 10. And I remember her going for Billy Baldheaded. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. You're not touching him. So I got in her way. And every time she'd go from one of them, I'd get in her way. So I'd get the wallop instead. But then I learned to wallop the bitch back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, but
End of.
honestly,
You know what I mean?
like a lot of people don't even.
yeah.
get
You
that
slap
far.
me, I slap you. Up you go.
Yeah.
And I put her to bed, and that'd be it. She'd
Yeah.
be there till the morning
Yeah.
until she'd feel sorry.
You were
and say
really
she
looking
was,
after them like they were your
Oh,
children.
Jesus, they were my babies.
Yeah.
The day that they came in and took them away, like.
Yeah, so
as
you
in-
said they ended up in foster
all
care.
of them ended up in foster care.
How?
So we
So
had done
how old were
years
you?
and
What
years
was-
of all this shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how did it go from your dad leaving and you being like the caretaker of the
Oh,
home?
well, I was always that in general, because even when Daddy and Mommy were together,
Yeah.
like
You were
they
still
were
doing-
fight. They would
Yeah.
fight. So they would have like boxing matches between the two of them. He'd be trying to keep her in, and she'd be trying to get out. So actually, I became that well before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even the other two youngest had come around.
Yeah.
So when Daddy had gone, obviously I was going to mind them anyway. Do you know what I mean? That was the thing to do. And then Mammy got pregnant then on Kenneth. That was at Mammy's worst addiction.
Sorry. So was this is that after the 1-year-old? So
Yeah, so like
so
we obviously would have been all there for years with Mammy, and Daddy is well gone. We
okay.
haven't seen Daddy.
Okay, okay,
Daddy
okay,
used to
okay.
come around for visits, you see.
Right.
But actually, he used to hate coming because when he'd come, I'm his eldest daughter, and I'd be roaring crying. And
Yeah.
I'd be telling Daddy what's after happening to me and what's going on in the house, but there was nothing he can do.
Yeah.
My poor dad ended up living in a car for 6 months solid because no one would take him in. Back then, the way they believed it is you made your bed, you lie in it, Billy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's your wife, they're your kids. Go fecking home. He had no kind of support. Don't get me wrong, some of his sisters did try to help. Do you know what I mean? But he'd no support. All Daddy wanted was somebody to say, come in with these 4 kids and we'll help you. Billy, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he didn't have that, so he was left. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To do his own resources. So, like any man does, what does he do? He runs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When he comes back to the house and I'm bawling crying, I'm after telling him
Mm.
everything that's
He
after
still
happening
can't
to
do
me.
anything.
You know what I mean? Like, remember, men are coming in and out of our house. We're not protected girls. We're
No.
not
Yeah.
protected kids. So I can get in and tell you all about that part of it. That was huge for us.
Yeah.
So he was told, I tell him, eventually he disappeared. He didn't want to know. He
He
said he
just couldn't
couldn't come
take it.
back.
Do you
Yeah.
imagine
know what I
hearing
mean?
that from your daughter, from Kaylee or
And
something,
not
and
being able
not
to
being
do
able to
anything.
protect them or do
I
anything?
suppose, my husband and everybody else gets angry because they
Yeah.
nowadays they're saying, I'll fight, I'll do that, I'll get you, you'll be in my car, we'll find a. Do you know what I mean? So for years I was angry with him. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's easy for you to get up and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for us all to do, you know, every one of us can pick an easy route. We can, absolutely. Stick with them addictions, stick with them tablets. Let's not talk about these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's not actually hurt ourselves. You know what I mean? When I was doing my therapy, I had to hurt myself. I
Yeah.
had to, do you know what I mean, go through the worst things you can imagine, the worst feelings to feel what I had to feel back then,
To
to
be
be the
able
woman I am today,
process.
to
Yeah.
be able to not take anything else to, you know, protect myself from this world,
Yeah.
not be medicated, you need to feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
If you don't feel, what the fuck is it all about?
We
You know what I
only
mean?
we are on a buzz it is at buzz of this at the minute about, and we were only even just this
We
morning
were talking about
talking
it.
about like you can squash whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, down. You have to deal with it. You have, exactly like you're saying, you have to you can keep pretending and pretending. It literally, I feel like it's like that. It comes and you push it down, it comes up and you push it down, and every time it comes up it's seeping into other things in your life. It's
Absolutely.
spilling out over. You push
Absolutely.
it down again. You just have to go through it.
How did everyone end up in care? I'm just really interested in that bit of the story.
Yeah, so so like I said, Daddy had, so like any other man, they just get up and they run.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest thing to do. And it had gotten so bad, that we were constantly being, guards were being called. There was, we weren't in school enough.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was going to ask
Um,
about school. It's like, how are you
oh,
supposed to go to school as an 8-year-old minding a 1-year-old?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we were in and out of care, myself was in and out of care. I was in like the cottage home in Dublin, which was really, really
And then would
weird.
your mom end
How?
up getting you? How would you end up back
Yeah,
with
like
her?
what?
So it's all short term.
Okay.
So when you have a mother back then that had an addiction, what they do is she would go into a mental institution. Carlo went, like she'd go into the mental in Carlo, the mental, in Naas. She'd end up going into, like, so they were always putting her in somewhere to come off the drink.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when she'd do that, we'd end up in foster care. So I'd been in, like,
And how long were them stints? Like 12 weeks, 8 weeks?
so my first one ever, I was 5.
You
That
were
was
age
me.
5.
I was age 5. Yeah,
Jesus.
my daddy was still at home.
And did they just pretend like he didn't exist and it was all to do with your mom? Because why couldn't
Not
they
really.
leave you with
Back
your
the
dad?
very, very first time,
Yeah.
it would have been both of
Okay.
them because the actual fights with the two of them. But
Okay.
it was mainly because of Mammy's drink,
Drinking.
obviously. Do you know what I
But the
mean?
house was so volatile. Yeah.
Exactly. And say Daddy would have to work to
Mm-hmm.
maintain this house,
Yeah.
but she just would leave us, and the neighbours would call the guards or whatever. So, like, my first ever stint in care, I was 5. Yeah. And I stayed there for about 3 months.
Wow.
And it was the first place I ever got sexually abused. So they took me out of a house that wasn't happening to me then to a house that,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
God.
yeah, it was
Were
mad.
you all separated?
Yeah, so I had like my brother and sister were up the road. So Jenny and Billy were actually up the road from me. And I wasn't allowed to see them. And I'll never forget, it was Christmas time and it was snowing. And they were out in the field playing.
Could you see them?
Could see them, yeah. I
And they
couldn't
wouldn't
go
let
out
you
to them.
down. That's heartbreaking.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Who was
Oh.
in that
I
house?
can't go down that road still.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
drive that road.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you know, I can't do that.
It's very heavy.
And then they had a little sister and she was 4.
In the
their
house that
daughter.
you
So
were
who
in?
was
Yeah.
in this? Who was in this
So
house?
they
Your
had
first
2
care home?
sons and they had a little girl. And they wanted me to kind of be that little girl's sister, and kind of mind her. But she was so spoilt, I didn't have all that shit. I was 5, but grown up. They had horses and everything, and it was just really fucked up house, He bet the shit out of his son on Christmas morning. I hadn't seen all that. I just seen Mammy and Daddy arguing, Daddy trying to stop Mammy. I didn't see you betting the shit out of the child. He was
Yeah.
black and blue. But when I got out of there, I never told anybody what had happened. Ever.
Nobody.
Never.
No
Never.
one?
No. I didn't know. Any child that gets sexually abused, your very first time, you don't know.
What's after happening?
You haven't a clue. Like, I'm 5. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on, the daddy's knee and he's doing this.
Jesus
Then he
Christ.
passes me to his son and, he does it. So I don't know what's
The
going on.
son as well.
Yeah. I haven't a clue. He had an older son, yeah. So then that
Oh
was
my
it. So
God.
they took me from this house
Oh my God!
I know.
and just put me into, so I was taken out of a house and
You're taken from one situation.
to put
And you
into
were put
another,
into
yeah.
something way
Mm.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was in care then again. And you're going to love this fucking story if you're so crying now. Oh, no. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Fucking bitches. That's your mother, Katie. It's how we cope, yeah. It's how we cope, yeah. So the second time I had to, I'd gone into foster, or we went into cottage home then,
So sorry. That house. Where did you go?
So
Back home.
we'd gone back home.
Went back home.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's funny enough, my sister Amanda was only a year old. She had stayed there. She was actually there, like
So the newborn got to stay with
she
your
got
mum.
to stay, yeah. Amanda got to stay with
And the
Daddy,
3
Mammy, and
older
us 3
ones.
older ones had gone then, yeah.
And 3
And-
months later, you guys come back home.
Yeah, so we came back home after 3 months. And of course, I'm probably traumatized to death, but I'm just happy to be at home, you know what I mean? I'm leaving that all behind. Like, they even, like, battered me in the sink in front of all these army mates and everything. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking horrific. I just go home. I'm fine, I'm just happy to be
Jesus.
with my parents again. And I'm home, and then we go into the cottage home. Daddy is still fecking, he's there, and we go there because
What's a
there's more
cottage home?
drama.
I'm so sorry.
The cottage home is an actual home that was full of all children.
It's a care home. Like
It's a care home,
okay.
yeah. So, like, you're talking about maybe 20 boys and 20 girls, and we're all in the same rooms, like. And any kids that probably have trauma, there's hopping beds, like. It's not normal, like. Kids, boys and girls hopping into each other's beds, like, it wasn't safe for any of us, I'll never forget, actually, they had an attic, which was cool, right? And it was full of all these toys. And of course, me being a snaky ass, think me, you, and Billy or something, we all fucking went up these stairs and it was like this door locked and we opened it and it was like, oh my God, it was like Christmas in your ass, man. It was deadly. Do you remember that? I was like, wow, look at these boys. And we went in and started playing with all the toys and everything. I think it was for Christmas. Opened all the boxes and everything. And got in trouble. Had to come back down the stairs. So I did that. We did a stint in that. That was
3
a bit
of you
mad.
together.
Yeah, 3 of us together, yeah. So we did a stint in that. That was maybe about 3 months, 4 months as well, would have been. Yeah, and then we came back home again for a little while, and then Daddy had left, and I'd gone into foster care again. I went to Kilcullen. He had gone to Selbridge, Carberry, and
Jenny
Jenny
and
and
Billy were
Billy.
together.
Yeah, they ended up together, and I ended up with Amanda. So it was like the oldest and the youngest went together, and these two lunatics went together. They always put the mad jokes together, and just do you know? But actually, they had a great time, didn't he? He had a lovely family. Yeah, she did a nice family, like, and
How old were you and Amanda at this time? How old was everybody at this time?
so at that time I was in third class. Yeah, you were 6, I was 10, wasn't
Jenny was
I?
6, you were 10,
I was 10,
Billy
and
was
Amanda, Billy was 9.
okay.
And well, if you were 6 then in Carberry, no, Jenny. Yeah, I was 9ish. Well, in third class, no. Would have been, yeah, 9. Okay. So then Amanda was only, was Amanda? About, yeah, she was only a little baby. I just remember her being this little toddler. But
Yous were all fucking babies.
we were
Yeah,
all
they're all so
babies.
Like
young.
I just something like you refer to everyone else as if they're so young.
Mm.
Through all of this, you were so young.
Yeah, but to me, I wasn't young.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like to me, I'd like buy and sell you at that age, but not buy and sell you in a bad way. I was just so,
Yeah,
Copped
you've
on.
no choice.
yeah,
Yeah.
not even that. I was just so protective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when I went into that home,
home.
they had one son and one daughter. And every place I went to, because it's like they had only one daughter, I don't know what the hell, they wanted me then to mind her as well. She was mad about me. Her name was Claire. She was like, oh, Claire wants to play with you. Claire wants to do this. Claire wants to do that. And she kept on bribing, the mommy kept on bribing, Amanda with sweets and shit to stay inside. And I'd have to go out and play with this young one. But they had a young lad, right? And he was in first year at the time. And I remember my sister Amanda, who was only a baby, telling me that he tried to get in the bed with her and that he tried to touch her. So I said, well, this ain't happening. So I became his girlfriend
To protect her.
to protect Amanda, yeah.
Oh
And he
my
didn't touch
God,
her.
Maggie.
Yeah, he'd just get into bed to me and cuddle me then. And she was okay then. I'll never forget it, lads. But I didn't care because she was minded. I was so scared, like she was only a
But
baby.
so
sad.
like say what happened when you were 5, the first home. When did you realize? So you never told anybody, but when did you realize that was what it was? Was it in another care home? Was it?
No,
Did you
see,
know
we
from
were
then?
getting at that stage, it was happening at home with just people that were coming in and out of
In and out
house.
as well. Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, when you think about, we're very, very vulnerable kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People take
Any animal
advantage
knows. Yeah.
of kids, and to be fair, you don't know what's happening. Even though it's very wrong what's happening here, your whole body is telling you it's wrong. Um, you're so scared, but it's like you freeze. Do you know what I mean? You just want out of that room where it's
Yeah.
happening. That's all you can see. Do you know, you don't feel or do anything. You're
Yeah.
just traumatized in that moment.
Just trying to get
So
through it.
you're just trying to get through it to get back out. But because there was so much, girls, because there was so much drama, you don't realize my that happening to me was the less important, believe it or not. Like when you're talking about a house that was drama, like this house is like a fucking bomb hits it all the time. I'm I'm on the next. I'm thinking about the next thing, you know what I mean? I'm trying to mind the next person. I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to make sure our house is,
You're literally
kids are
just trying
fed,
to
they're going to
survive. Yeah.
school. Do you know what I mean? It's my less important thing was me and get molested. It didn't come into actually play until I had my own
Until
daughter.
Kaylee was.
So
Yeah.
when they had came, the last time they'd come and taken all those kids, my mammy, like I said, was on her worst addiction ever when she was pregnant on Kenneth. Unfortunately, my brother Kenneth had got the ADHD from it. He's able to manage that. He's the best daddy in the world. He's just, my brother Ken is a little dote. And he managed all of that by fucking doing marathons and all sorts. He's just, when he gets something in his head, he's doing it. Like, he's mad.
Yeah.
He came to visit me one time in a push bike from Carlow to Portlaoise. Like, he's mad, you know what I mean? Arse sore for fucking 2 weeks after, you know, he's not right. But he's the best in the world, best daddy ever. So Kenneth was my baby. Like, Ken was my baby. I was 12 when he was born. 12.
Did you just mind him from when he
Oh
was
my
born?
God. Like, he was, like, Mammy was at her highest addiction. She'd fallen on him. She'd drink. That woman had drank during pregnancy with him, you know. I managed to kind of keep her sober on Natasha, you know, but Jesus, Kenneth was horrific. I'll never forget Kenneth. Like, the whole 9 months was fucking, 10 months was just so bad. So when he came into this world, he was so perfect. But he was my everything, right?
Yeah.
So we managed to keep Kenneth. It was so funny. We managed to keep Kenneth for, I think it was about 11 months.
And are you trying to hide him from like the
Am
people?
I trying to hide him? Not really. Social workers were coming in and out, you know, and I suppose I just took over
Did they
being
just knock
Mammy.
on the door randomly and come
Oh
in and
yeah,
have a
they'll
look?
just come in, and yeah, she was never there really. To be fair, Mammy wouldn't be there to
And
come in
you're
and make
there
them
with
a
this
cup of
child
tea
on your
and-
hip.
Yeah. Like, he used to sleep on my chest.
Oh God.
And I didn't have, like, I wasn't able to go out or anything. I used to keep my window opened, and all my friends would come up and sit on the wall. When I got him asleep on my chest, I'd put him down and put him into my bed, and then I'd leave the window open so I could hear him crying in case I needed to go up to him. And that was it. I did that for about 11 months, and they came then one night, and my mammy was up in court, you know, for neglecting all her kids and kids, you know, being starved and all this. It was all over the papers. And they ended up coming, and I'll never forget, was there about two guards and like two social workers, and they came and they were trying to take them, and me and Jenny bit their ankles, and we were holding
Oh,
on to them,
Maggie.
and I was screaming at them, you know, because he was my baby. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing taking him?
Yeah.
Are you messing? Like, he was
And
mine.
Yeah, and you had him so well minded.
Oh my God, he was mine.
And you knew what had happened to you in these places. You're like,
Absolutely.
you're going to send him into somewhere like that.
And they took them all. They were
That
all
must have
gone.
just
The only
been-
one that didn't go was me and Billy.
So yous got left in the house.
Yeah.
Were you
Because
classified
anywhere
as
we
old
wouldn't have
enough?
went. There's no way. Like, if you met me at age 5 and then met me at age 12, very different kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At age 12, like, I
Well,
was.
you've been through a lot. You
Oh
had
my
to
God,
be.
I thought I was. Like, I was running a house. I
Yeah.
was, you know,
Yeah.
my brothers and sisters, I was getting them up for school and all, and making them dinners and paying their rent and all. And Tricia, you mad?
Yeah.
And you went
Yeah.
along and you took taking
Child.
my kids away from me. Feck off. The house is grand. She disappears. Fine. You know, what are you on about? We're fine. You know what I mean? To me, we're like, at that stage, no man was going to come in and molest any of us.
Because your mum wasn't there.
Well, I was 12
You weren't
then.
letting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no way they were going to come in at that stage. You know what I mean?
No.
I'd fight you out of house.
I know this is fucking horrible, but was it just girls when it was in Mommy's house?
What do you mean, just
People
girls?
coming in, did stuff just happen to the girls?
Did it just... No, unfortunately, something happened to Billy, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, I just had a feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you're talking about all of us. To you know, you're an easy target to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an easy target of family.
Fucking
Yeah,
animals. Like.
you're an easy target to everybody. You know, you're very vulnerable. So the night they went, that was it. But there was no way they would have took me and Billy anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised they took Jenny. Like,
Jenny,
I
how did they
mean,
get you
Jenny.
out of the house?
Well, I was 9, but I didn't stay long. I ran away enough times to
yeah,
You just kept coming back to her.
took me 5 years, but I got back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jenny.
like, so Jenny went in, but Jenny was, see, the oldest after us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back then, what they're saying is, you're a troubled teen. Do you know what I mean?
You're not a
And
vulnerable
like,
child.
we're not
Yeah.
like the poor teens now.
Yeah.
You know, teens nowadays see a lot worse than I have. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, okay, that was horrific, but actually, the kids the children that are growing up today are seeing a lot even worse than I did. Do you know what I mean? So to them, that's what we were. So they left us there with Mammy and Daddy, or Mammy, but there was no way anyway. Me and
They
Billy
would
would have
have-
went. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There was no way they would have got us
was
out.
Jenny and Amanda?
So Jenny went on her own this time. So Jenny had gone into, so Jenny had went into care to Burl and, oh yeah, well, went, yeah, Jennifer went into care, and it was down in Meath, which was really funny, near all my daddy's family, you know,
Wow.
and
No
she
way.
would have actually went to school in Johnstown, which is like
No
5 miles
way.
away, you know what I mean? Or 10 miles away, whatever it was, really, really, you know, near to my daddy's side of the family.
And did they know that she was there?
Everybody knew we were in care, yeah. Like my
And did
Auntie Betty
anybody
was
try
the
come
only
and
one that
visit? Or
came in.
where? Yeah, sorry. Where was the family? Why did no one else try to take any of you in?
I don't know.
Like any
I
of
don't know, Jess.
your mom's family or your dad's family or
Everybody has
your granny
an
or
excuse, you know. Everybody has like everybody's able to say
They can
they're their
justify their
own
own reason.
lives, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? They're their own children, they're their own, you know, they're their own things to do, unfortunately, you
that's
know.
just not good enough for me.
For me, yeah, like
I just
I
feel
keep trying to
like
think of it as it was like a different time. I wasn't around at that age. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm 30, not in my 40s, and I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm like, I still don't know how.
you could watch your families.
Just see as well
Like
as
I'm
that,
trying to
right?
imagine my sister's kids being put up somewhere. Like
Yeah,
it just
but you see,
wouldn't
remember, it's a
happen.
different era, right? It is a different era. So, like, you know, I could, you know, I can blame everybody for anything, you know, like
No,
it's
I'm not
happened.
looking for you to get angry at them, but it's just
Well, Jesus,
mind-boggling.
Jess, if I did, here I'll never stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's
just, I
just
can't do
crazy.
that.
I know the peace you've
You know what I
made with
mean?
everything is just
I know you're
incredible.
so at
Yeah,
peace with
yeah.
all of
I
it.
can't do that.
No,
Sure,
and
if
I
I do that,
think
I'd take over my whole world.
world,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If I got angry with everything that ever happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
sure, I wouldn't be the woman I am today.
No.
I may as well give up now. You know what I mean? I can't do that, you know. Do I know where they were? Couldn't fucking tell you. Have I heard over the years, do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I have, absolutely. I don't need anybody's sorries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need any of that now, you know what I mean? I'm the woman I am today because of, you know, me and my Auntie Betty.
So what
My
about
Auntie
Auntie
Betty.
Betty? Where
She is amazing.
did
Amazing.
she help?
She's amazing. She's my daddy's twin. She goes to mass most days. We went to mass most days. I never swore, right? Well, I had him out like an absolute, you know, I'm struggling
Like
today.
a sailor?
oh,
Oh, you can curse on this podcast.
Oh, can I? Fuck.
The amount of times you've told me something and I've gone, fucking hell.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? I didn't even know it was. But, yeah, my Auntie Betty, right? So I used to go up and, you know, she did everything for us. She was a single woman, you know, and she didn't have much, worked hard in her little job. Betty always worked in addictions, and she actually worked in all the homes in Dublin. Oh, Jesus, mad homes, didn't she, Beth? She worked all over Dublin.
And
If you go down,
was it just more standard practice so like now they would obviously try and place within family if they can. So if you had Auntie Betty down the road that you were spending weekends with or whatever, why did they take you from the
so Auntie
house?
Betty, like, you know, she was still a single woman. To them, she wouldn't have
Oh,
had,
could
you
you
know.
not? Did you have to be married? Would she have had to have a man there to be able to take
She
you
would have
guys?
she would have had to have, like, say, yeah, like Betty did have all that, but she had a 1 bedroom little apartment. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
couldn't have took us all even
They
if she
should have put
tried.
your mum in there and then let Auntie
Do
Betty
you
go
know
live with
what I
you.
used to always, you know, I used to get so mad for years. I used to say, why didn't they just take Mammy away and fix her
Yeah,
and then leave us all together?
yeah.
Do you know, why couldn't they fix her and bring her back?
Mm-hmm.
Why did
Yeah.
you have to, you know, destroy this little family?
Yeah.
You know, like I couldn't understand that, why they had broke up us when
Yeah.
all the person that
It was
needed to be
one
fixed was
person.
one
Yeah.
person. You would, you know, you'd separate and damaged
Everything
all
else.
these, you know,
It's
little
Little
people,
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we just needed to fix one person.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
So when everybody got split,
Yes.
then so you were 12.
Yeah.
So what happened for everybody between 12 and 16 when you got pregnant with Kaylee?
So, like, it's so mad, right? Because we'd always, you know, I used to be constantly on the phones, right, to the social workers, wrecking their heads.
Give me
So,
kids back.
yeah, right. So when you go back in all my files, Maggie rang today. Maggie ran today. Maggie wants the kids for Christmas. Maggie says Easter's coming up. Maggie wants to go to Kenneth's confirmation. Maggie wants to do this. Maggie wants. So it was me, and back then we'd a pay phone. So I had to use to rob the 50 cents off my mammy's arse in the bed to ring them. 50p. That's a true story. Yeah, one time there was 50p stuck to her arse in bed. It was great. Like, I says, Jenny, go in there and get that. And Jenny was like, yeah, fucking right. Like 50p was a lot of money, babe. Yeah, you would have got 10 bags of crisps for that. So Jenny went up and went, beep, took the 50p.
You're straight down down the payphone.
Yeah, we the best crack, man.
So you're ringing everyone on the payphone saying, give me my kids
Yeah,
back.
give me my kids, give me my kids. So, like...
And this is going on from your age 12 to 16. You're just trying to get them back.
So the younger ones went in, but then Mammy got pregnant again on Natasha.
Okay.
And I was actually 14 at the time when she got pregnant on Natasha. I didn't want anything to do with Natasha.
Why?
Yeah. It's
Is
terrible.
it because everyone else
And
has
I'm
been
not going
taken
to
away?
edit that either. I'll tell you why. Because they're all going, oh, she's my baby. You know, she's our baby sister. Just his hair, same colour hair as you. Yes,
But
ginger.
I would imagine that when you found out your mum was pregnant again, you've just gone through all this loss of your other
Yeah.
siblings
Yeah.
that you're now protecting yourself.
Oh, yeah, I did want
Because
to.
you
Then why the
cannot
fuck
do
would you
that
want
again.
another baby that's
Mhm.
going to potentially be ripped out of your fucking arms? You didn't
Yeah.
create this mess. No, that's very fucking
Yeah.
valid, and that's
Yeah.
not something to edit out.
Yeah.
That's a very, very
Yeah.
natural
I
response
couldn't
to
be
that.
hurt again, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see, you didn't even have to explain
Yeah.
that. I could
Yeah.
see
And
exactly
And so
why.
could anybody listening. So
Yeah. Like, it's not in her 'cause she's my baby, you know. But
No, it could have been any.
yeah,
It could have
but
been a
that's
boy. It
what
could have
I
been any
felt.
person.
That's
but
what I felt.
yeah.
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 I really did, because she lasted 9 months with us, and I had Mammy sober at the time. You
So
know,
was your
so she
mum
didn't
able to
drink.
look after Natasha this time? You weren't doing
Mammy wouldn't have been able to look after her anyway, Jess, because when I had Mammy sober, unfortunately, Mammy had terrible tendencies to, you know, jump in a puddle and couldn't swim. I mean, you know, Mammy exaggerated,
Okay.
trauma and like what she was going to do. You know, my Mammy had, she'd burnt all her hands with cigarettes, she'd, slits her wrists, Mammy's scarred from here to here. So if you couldn't, like, if Mammy didn't get her own way, unfortunately, or, she wasn't able to drink, Mammy's suicidal thoughts were so bad. So when you think of Mammy, do you know what I mean, and you're drinking and all the trauma she's gone through, and then you're trying to put this woman sober,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but she's no help. She's trying to stay sober on her own. She's medicated, yeah, grand, up to the head, and whatever else. But she's not really dealing what's after gone, what she's gone
No.
through.
Why she's gone down
Why,
this path.
why this all
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
She's no husband, no nothing, no nothing.
Which was
How the hell?
worse, her sober or not?
Which was worse? Do you know what? Mammy sober was a pain in the hole.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
That's what I felt there.
Mm.
I'd say that's
Because you had your dry drunk.
yeah.
Do you know, she was always feeling so sorry for herself. I had to make sure, right? So, like, the kids would have communions and confirmations and all that when they were younger. You know what I mean? And I used to do all the visits, you know what I mean? Social workers would come and take us all and visit each other. If Mammy was drunk, she wasn't going. The only person Mammy was ever afraid of was me. And the only reason was that it's because she needed me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was my role. So if she didn't have me, who's going to pay the rent? Who's going to make sure she can get sober? Who's going to make sure the house is clean? Who's going to make sure, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing happens if she doesn't have me. So she was afraid of me. So in a good way, we had a good, that's our dynamic really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then I was afraid of her, lads. Because if I didn't if I didn't mind her, if I didn't let her sleep in my room, which used to make me, skin crawl, I knew that, she's liable to go in next door to her room and take a load of tablets
Yeah.
because she's, not able to, what it is Mammy needed me to mind her, you know what I mean? And I had no one to mind me. So that it used to
The
make me,
resentment towards
yeah,
her.
it
I
did
can only
for
fucking imagine.
when I was, when she was around me, when she needed me then. And I still sometimes
Yeah,
feel that to
that's
this day.
so fucking valid.
Do you know what I mean? I still
Yeah,
do some days.
I know.
Because I'm still, like, I'm 46 in September. and I'm still minding my mammy,
Yeah.
you know. And I always, I'd be like, God, I've fibromyalgia, I've this, I've that, and I'm like, lads, I must have been a rotten bastard in my last life, or my last life,
No.
but I can tell you,
Not this one.
I fucking will be in the next one.
And did you ever manage to have, like, when she got older and she became sober, did you have able to have frank conversations with her about
No,
the
mammy, like
past?
that's why
You're
she
talking,
drank.
sorry, yeah, you're talking about medication. So if she was sober and she wasn't drinking, what medications were these? Were we talking mental health medication, benzodiazepine, like diazepam, Valium? What was she taking? What was the...
Yeah, Prozac, Valium, lithium, all the old medications. And
Okay.
you see, what happened was, as she got older, they should have reduced them to go with her age,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they didn't. So it had
She was
given
just
her
on a fucking cocktail of everything. Nobody knew what
cocktail
to do
of
with her.
everything.
And all these years of alcohol abuse
Yeah,
isn't going to help mixed
absolutely.
two.
And then when she was on the meds, was she going in and out of the alcohol and everything?
Oh, 100%.
Yes,
Sure, mammy was
yeah.
drunk more than she was sober. Do you know?
Okay.
I got mammy sober for 1 year when I was pregnant on Kaylee, and she went back on the drink 3 months. Kaylee was, the day she came out fucking foster care, she'd fucking met her. She drove Jenny to drink. Jenny drove mammy to drink.
The day you came out foster care,
Yeah,
Jenny,
the day she came out foster care. Can you imagine that?
your mum went back on the drink.
But that was normal, lads. So when you had a big thing,
Yeah, you
my
celebrated.
mother could be off the drink, and then when you think about it, her anxiety would get so bad, she'd need a drink. So before we know it, she's on the floor. She's after ruining someone's confirmation,
Event,
someone's a communion,
yeah.
or if she wasn't drinking, the bitch was after. Like I
Eating
said, jumped
tablets.
into the puddle the day
Yeah, yeah,
before,
yeah.
or at the tablets, or her arms would be, cut up, and she'd end up in the mental. So she was never around for any of them.
I actually just feel so. She was really struggling
Oh, mammy struggled,
all
yeah.
the time.
All her life.
It's really
Do you know
hard,
what I mean?
isn't it?
Absolutely. She should have never had kids.
Annie.
Ever. Do you know what I mean? She should have never got married,
Yeah.
She needed to be minded,
Yeah.
and now she is, and she does deserve that.
Yeah.
She does deserve to be minded. She's my mammy and I love her.
So do you. You had Kaylee at 16, and so you met him when? Met Kaylee's daddy Jamie when?
Oh, I got pregnant after 7 months.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah.
I just feel like after that whole story, like you
I
hear
didn't know what a
someone,
condom was.
you hear someone getting pregnant at 16, it's like, oh my God. But like I was, after that whole story, I'm like, yeah, she's not a bother.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
a bother.
Jesus,
like
no
I'd
way.
let her look after me.
Yeah.
But you've
Like
worked
I found
really
out I was
hard for
pregnant
it.
at 5 weeks. And I brought my best friend in at the time, Anne-Marie. And she was like, oh my God, you're 16, you're pregnant. I was like,
So
I've been
And she was
doing
like,
this
"What are you
since
gonna
I'm
do?"
fucking
Like,
8.
No,
like,
where
yeah.
I'm going with that is like, because obviously yous are still together. He sounds amazing. He might
He's my best
minding
friend,
you.
yeah.
You
He's my
finally
best
like
friend.
met someone that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did he come in and you just felt minded and supported and...
I was always, yeah, that's hilarious. Kaylee's laughing. Who's laughing, Jenny? Jamie came from, we're the total opposite. Like Jamie's, grew up in a great family.
oh, sorry,
you
no,
know?
sorry. I just feel like she just deserves to be minded.
Yeah.
I can't go. Keep going. Keep talking.
So Jamie's mum and dad, he's a great mum and dad. His mum never drank. His dad worked terrible hard and made sure Jamie would work hard. He built Jamie. They built Jamie to be a good man.
Yeah.
They built Jamie to be a good man. But you know what? Your parents can't. Like I'm an example, lads. You know what I mean? You're not your parents. You know what I mean? You're not anybody. We're all individuals. Do you know what I mean? We're not anybody but us. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Don't let your fucking poxy doctor, tell you need this, you need that, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm so passionate about that because my brother's dead because of that.
Yeah.
My mammy is fucked because of that. You know what I mean? It's ye that have to mind ye. There's other things. Do your occupational therapy. I swear by that, lads. It's doing something that isn't out of your comfort zone, right? I suffer with OCD, right? So, like, I was a mental case, lads. I'd put out a fag, put it down, I'd make it clean it. I would hoover 10 times a day. I'm a cleaning fanatic, right? I had to learn to stop.
Yeah.
Now, you will catch me out in the rain doing the windows. I don't care. I'm having a bad day. If I want to fucking clean the windows in the rain, I'm cleaning the windows in the rain.
Yeah.
Mind your fucking business. This is cleansing me. I love it.
You get
I
me out into
love
the
it.
rain.
But there's other ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're having a bad day, you're allowed to have a bad day. Take out something, write it, draw it, fucking thump something. Go for a walk, go for a run and go, oh shit, what did I do that for now? I'm actually on the floor. Someone help. I don't care what you're doing. Do something to mind G. It's here and here. I found when I went on to medication, it makes you numb, guys. You don't want to feel. It's stopping you feeling. You can't heal without feeling. The worst pain in the world is not going to kill us. It's not going to kill us. If anything, it makes us stronger. And that's
Feel like we have to go throw all our meds in the bin, Robin.
that's
Fuck it,
my
just put them
thing.
out the window. Like. And what happened with your brother Billy?
So Billy, like you're talking about two, that's what I was saying to you earlier on. You're talking about two people, two peas in a pod. You know, they had already went into care. Oh, you're my pea in a pod now. Jenny's my baby, you know. But when they had all gone, it was just me and him, you know. So I'd mind him then, you know.
Yeah.
But Billy took the drink.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, you have this little girl, you know, who soaked up everything, and Billy was so sad, you know. He just didn't. Men are different, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't have the strength or the, you know, Billy's way of minding himself was by drinking. And yet this man was amazing. He was my best friend. He was amazing. I miss him so much because without all of this, right, without our upbringing, this man could have been anything he wanted. You know, he could have been anything. He was the most caring person in the world. And he loved everybody. He loved her to bits. But my brothers didn't, or my sons didn't get to see the best of Billy. Because by the time we couldn't fix his addiction, so Billy lived to me on and off, you know.
Okay.
Like Billy was my last one, you know. To kind of, well, no, not her. You're different though. That's a different story. But like it was me and him together. So he started drinking at about age 10, believe it or not.
Fucking hell.
And by age 12, he was flat out drinking, you know.
But that's what he had seen.
Absolutely.
Like,
But
he
you know what? It wasn't even what he seen. It helped. Jess, drink helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It does, because I did it. You know what I mean? After he died and I start, you know, drinking, I just thought, no wonder he drank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does fucking numb it. But don't get me wrong, you can get angry when you're drinking.
Yeah.
And I did that. And that's what happened to Billy. He'd get angry with drink. He'd turn because then he remembers everything that
Yeah.
happened to him. You know, he remembers. And they stick in their own. Like Billy was nearly still 15. You know, he died at 37, and it's so weird. He'd always talk about when we were teens, you know, and I'd be like, no, Bill, you know, you're grown up now. But Mum was the same. They get stuck in their world, you know, and they don't move on because their drinking gets worse.
Yeah.
So they're still there, you know. And Billy lived with me on and off for years. He was in and out of rehab. And Kaylee would have got the best out of Billy. Used to bring her for nature walks, and the two little fuckers, he used to babysit her, you know, and I'd have him like, I'd be like, now Billy, you're not drinking. You're just not. And he'd say to you, what did he say to you?
He used to say, "Okay, I'll cycle down and get you a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm in the off license. You can have the full pizza to yourself if I'm allowed the full bottle."
A buck fast. Fucking buck
deal,
fast.
Jesus.
Deal.
Best crack in the
Leave her there, yeah. And then I'd come in and I'd be like, well, I'd be like, yeah, absolute shower of
Kaylee's
bastards.
after having a full pizza. He's a bottle of Buckfast in, and they're
Happy out.
they're like having.
Two of them lying on his bed looking at a DVD, probably horrors. And I'm like, you all right? She loves this one. Yeah.
Your daddy would have loved them. He was
Yeah.
for horror.
Really?
Yeah. And like when he lived with me in his
Yeah,
early
and what was
stages,
Jamie like?
yeah, him
Jamie
and
just
Jamie were best friends.
okay.
Best friends. Like, they used to sit there playing cards and everything. And I was the chef. I used to come in and I'd be like, fucking two knob jockeys now. Will you just shut up? Go to bed. Like, I'm after been working all day. And I'd be like, I'll kill them. This was every weekend.
I know,
Yeah.
you'd fucking kill for it
Besties.
now.
Besties. And then it got progressively got worse, you know, and I'll never forget, my son Danny is 14, he's 15 in August. And I ended up going into labour with Danny. And it was the first time Billy Maguire ever went to the psychiatric ward. He felt terrible suicidal. He was he had a girlfriend at the time. He wasn't living with me. He was in Portlaoise. And he ended up slitting his artery in his arm, because they wouldn't listen to him, that he wasn't okay. So they brought him in. And the day that I was coming out of the hospital, I'll never forget it. They took him out and he came with me. And I was breastfeeding. I knew Danny was going to be my last child ever. And I wanted to give her one last go. And I had to give it up after 2 weeks because I'd concentrate on Billy. That killed me, you know.
Yeah.
And then when Danny was about 2, we were on and off and things were getting rough. And Billy'd moved out and I had him in addiction or in Culmer, and he went to Limerick and fucking you name it, lads. And I remember saying to myself, I'm going to have to say no. I was in Al-Anon, you know, because I did Al-Anon, I did Alateen, I did A, you know.
You could probably run your own course at this stage, Maggie.
Fuck
Would
it,
you?
why would you be bothered? No way. But I did it all, you know, and I understood. So I knew that I was Billy's enabling her. I was, you know, and you become it. You know, I was saying with my mammy. Um, you know, I didn't give him money to drink, but I'd still buy his shopping and his cigarettes.
So then
So
he
he
had
has his
money
money
to
to
go and
drink.
drink. Yeah.
You know, we all think we're being smart, you know, or I'll buy you that packet of fags. I'm not giving you that tenner.
Yeah.
But sure, he has the tenner, you gobshite, Maggie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure, he had his ways and I had mine, you know.
Yeah.
And the poor little devil, I'll never forget, I had to go away for 2 weeks in the mobile home. And I brought all the kids with me. And actually, Kaylee was in Limerick in college. And I had to make a decision that when Billy came out of rehab for the very last time, that I could not take him, that I had to say no, that I had to say no to my little brother, you know, that was it, like that, you know, enough was enough. So I did, and I went, and he rang me every day, and he cried every day,
Begging you.
begging me to take him back. And I said, I can't. And he slept on the streets for 2 nights, and I had to say no. And then my Auntie Betty took him, and it all fell into place. Once he didn't have a big sister with a 4-bedroom house that could mind him, he got his own his own 2-bedroom apartment. He had to go into hostels for a little while,
Yeah.
but I just had to say
Yeah.
no.
It's probably the
for him to
hardest
get
thing you
his
ever
own-
did,
The hardest thing I ever did in my life,
to say no.
ever. So then he did, but they put him in a council estate where all the drugs were great, you know, in the worst place you could put him, you know. Not that a council estate, I am from a council estate. Go on, the counties, like, you know what I
Same.
mean? We are what we are.
Yeah.
Where the hell, you know what I mean? I would have bought my own house in my council estate only for I couldn't, you know.
Yeah.
I love that house. Jenny's best friend is in it now. It's crazy. She's in our old house that
That's
we moved.
mad. That's full circle, isn't it?
Yeah, full circle. But every drug was free to him then. So he popped pills and he was so funny. He used to ring me, be like, Mag, I'm not drinking. I'd be like, are you not, babe? He'd be like, no, but I'm on me head and coke, boys. This is great stuff. And I'd be like, yeah, Billy, you all right? He'd be like, yeah. Want to talk for a little while? Remember me when you were 15? And I'd be like, oh, Billy, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, babe. You know what I mean? I have to go sleep. And this went on for months and months. And eventually I blocked him from fucking Messenger because he had me tortured. But his ever last Christmas, he came to us and he did a waffle cough. Do you remember he was coughing? I was giving out shite to him. I said, you were going to end up, you know what I mean? Like, you're just quit the fucking fags, Billy. Because he'd one after the other, him
Eating
and
them.
fucking monsters and everything else. So I remember saying to him at the door, he wasn't going to come to me that Christmas. It was the first time in 37 years I didn't have Billy. And he rang me that morning and he said, Mag, I'm coming over. And I was like, my husband jumped and he was like, I'll go and get him, Maggie. I said, yeah. Because even my husband knew what that would have done
Yeah, how
to
much
me
it meant to
without
you.
my brother, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he went over and got him a Mount Mellick and he came over and he got his drink. And then he went over to his brother, Robert, who's my daddy's two sons, the youngest, Robert. And after he had dinner and all with us, and that was it. He came to us the next day and I brought him home and Jenny and him had a great time in the car. They nearly killed each other in the car on the way home. Amanda had brought him home and that was it. The last time we seen him was in a coffin. He had a massive heart attack. Massive heart attack. So when he was in my house and he was coughing, Billy had ammonia.
Okay.
But we didn't know that, neither did he. And him been drinking and, taking drugs. Now, when I mean drugs, like I mean MD, yeah. What do I call MDMA or something? I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah. EAG. So Billy went along and he'd have a right party, him, my brother. Like he actually came in the next day like that. That's why him and Jenny were fighting, because she was going mad. What are you doing coming in around the kids and all that? And the kids didn't give a shit. Their Uncle Billy's there. They're just going into the rooms, not giving a shite. Like they're after getting things and she's eating them and he's like, fuck off. She's like, fuck off. And I'm like, oh, here. So we finally brought him home and apparently that's what was wrong. He had ammonia and 80% of Billy's heart was blocked.
Jeepers.
All his arteries were blocked. 80%. That's how much damage he'd done to himself over the years, of,
How old was he?
He's only 37.
37,
That's
yeah.
so young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 years, like in January, and I mean, that hit us this year. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the big 7. I don't know, but I miss him every day.
I suppose
talk to him
you've
every
worked
day.
so hard on all your
Mm.
and
I
you've
was so
healed so
angry.
much
Yeah.
from so many other things that
So angry. Because, like, Robin, you have the two of us that were left there with Mammy. I always thought me and him would be fine. It was so funny. Like, I'd be like, if anybody will be okay.
yeah.
You know what I
It'll be
mean?
us
I
too.
actually
have
was
each-
more worried about them in foster care because
Yeah.
of what happened to me there than
Yeah.
I was like, me and him will be fine because we learn our lessons from her. But he didn't.
He didn't. Yeah.
He ended up like her.
I think that's so. I think you're the exception that
Yeah.
you and Jenny and I don't know your other siblings are so different that I don't think what happened with Billy is that's so common. To
It is,
follow
Jess,
down.
but do you know what? I don't accept that either. That's what drives me mad. Don't assume because you got molested that you're going to molest somebody else.
No.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
now, don't assume because my mom's an alcoholic, I'm going to end up that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Basically,
Like,
what you said earlier on was that you have a choice.
you
Yeah.
have a choice, Jess. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have a choice.
Yeah.
You
So
know, I went to drink, you know what I mean?
And then turn
Um,
around.
I had a choice
Mhm.
to stop, to make sure my kids know that that's not good enough.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I never liked drink. Why would I do everything that I hated so
No.
much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would I do that? Why would I go and take meds? Yes, I did. When I hit that floor when I had that child, I had to. Because if I didn't, the day I went on the meds, my Auntie Betty took me. I was going to commit suicide that morning. Tina, her granny, was coming to pick her up at 12 o'clock. I knew she'd had to come up the stairs. I'll do it just a few minutes before she comes in. Kaylee didn't need me. I couldn't protect her. I was afraid of the world. It was the first time my molestation had ever affected me. I had this perfect little girl. So perfect. How could anyone harm her?
Mhm.
How could anyone harm her? I was this perfect little baby,
And someone did that
and
to
someone
you.
did that to me.
I know.
How? So then it went boom.
That's when it all hit you.
It went boom. I was so afraid of Kaylee. So afraid of her. I remember somebody saying to me, when you get molested, you're going to molest somebody. I was afraid I was going to touch
I
my own
know.
daughter.
Because that had.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? I was afraid her daddy was going to touch her. I went down the town and I looked at every fucking people on that town going, he's touching her. They can't be happy. Fucked up. I was so
Afraid.
scared of the
How
world.
did you manage to get over it?
Just, it was mental, right? Because, like I said, it was having her that did this to me, right?
Brought everything
That
up.
brought everything up, right?
Yeah.
It was the first time my molestation had ever affected me. I remember crying at the stairs, telling her, Daddy, don't leave me. Don't leave me. I was so afraid to tell somebody. Because remember, I'm 17. I'm still
You're a
with the
baby.
social workers.
I know, but you're
I'm
a fucking
still in
baby.
care with them. I was afraid they'd take her. I
Yeah.
couldn't step our line because I was afraid they were going to take her.
So you couldn't let them know you were struggling.
Couldn't let them know, and I struggled. I mean, for about 10 months, like I just struggled. You have two people. You have this Maggie who obviously loves and wants to protect the world, but you've Maggie, the baby, the child, the teenager that has gone through all the trauma. So that's what I was doing, fight myself. So even though you'd imagine this person, Maggie, as an adult would be quite, like stronger than this person, Maggie the child, but I wasn't. Do you know, she was, she was actually she was more sad now, and she needed minding now,
Yeah.
and having my own little baby, just showed me that the Maggie actually that all this stuff had actually happened to. It was time for me to talk now and, tell her she was going to be okay. So I rang my Auntie Betty that same morning, and I told my Auntie Betty that I just didn't want to be here anymore, and that I really I can't cope that there's two people in my head, and they're going to take Kaylee because they're going to think I'm schizophrenic. I thought I was schizophrenic. Now, when I tell you I'm having full-blown conversations with this person in my head, and it's me,
Yeah.
but like I'm fighting her.
Yeah.
I'm telling her to get this image out of my head. Like the sexual images would be just flying out my head, and so much
Intrusive
bad
thoughts,
things
yeah.
were flying in my head all the time. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And me as a person that's here is trying to stop it, and I just wasn't stopping.
Yeah, you're at war with yourself.
Yeah, it's yourself you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So Betty came down and she took me and Kaylee up to Dublin, and she started counselling the day after and minded me that day. And I'll never forget it. I went in, I was 18, and I didn't come out of it till I was 23. And I dabbled in and out of counselling for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But the day I went in, she said to me, Maggie, what age were you the first time you remember anything bad? And I said, I was 5. And she said, what does that Maggie look like? I said, she'd bobbed brown hair with a fringe. And what is she wearing? She's wearing her blue flowery dress. Sit her on the chair. All right. Thought I was mad. Sit her where? Where? Who? Oh, yeah, okay. We'll sit her there. What would you tell her? I'd say, I'm sorry.
Oh, Maggie.
Sorry for not minding it.
Yeah, but you were just so busy minding everybody else. Oh, stop.
Sorry for not minding it. You know?
So sad.
So I did.
You started minding her.
I started minding her. I left her there every counselling session. She sat there and waited for me to come back because she wasn't allowed to come with me. You had to stay here because I have to go home and mind her. So you stay here. We'll talk next week.
And
And
it's
we'll
that
keep on
separation.
talking until you're okay. She's never okay.
Yeah,
She's
much
still
better.
scarred,
Yeah.
but she's minded now,
Yeah.
And we'll do everything in our power to make sure she keeps minded. And that's it. That's my story.
Like he's only terribly actually. We're all falling, man. I know. And there's not a tissue inside.
They're over there.
Everyone's just sobbing.
He's all needs care. Extra support today.
I can't. Maggie, that was like a movie how you ended
know.
up.
Mike fucking fucking drop.
On this chair.
Boom.
Whose fucking podcast is it? I'm finished. You did a great job.
You're never going under anesthetic again.
Fucking look at my makeup.
It's on the tissue, babe.
Oh, Maggie.
Maggie, thank you so much.
We could go on forever, lads. There's so much
We could
more.
go on forever. I wanted to talk about your fibre. I wanted to talk about everything, but I just think that that was perfect.
Just mind G.
Yeah. Oh.
Just mind G, Jess. That's all I'm saying.
And you're the best little mommy.
I'm not amazing. I'm just me.
I need to get in on this.
I'm just me, lads. I am not amazing. I'm just me.